Hello everyone, welcome back to Complete Laravel e-commerce project tutorial series. In our previous video, we created model and migration for our store in vendor panel, right? So in our vendor panel, a vendor can easily create a store and publish any product on the store. So in our previous migration, there are few things missing. Number one is I want a new database table field here. That is, let me show you here. I have store name and user ID available, but I also want here store details field and also Slack field, so user can easily provide like what type of Slack he wants for his website or his web store URL. Okay, so this way he will easily able to create SEO friendly Slack for him. So yeah, I want to give that option too as well. Now in order to update our previous migration, we can create a new migration file to update our previous migration or previously available table in our database. Otherwise, we can do another thing, that is simply update this migration details. Here, like I am going to add two new field. One is going to be string and it's going to be the Slack, and another going to be table big, not big. Let me type text text, or you can use full text or long text. Let's use long text for details. Okay, now if I try to migrate it, it will not be migrated because already this table available in our database. There's another option which is PHP artisan migrate fresh. If I run it right now, this will migrate all the table, all the migration file again freshly in our database, and all our existing available data going to be lost, so we cannot will able to run this also. Another trick available, we can go to our database, go to the migration, and we can see our migration history, delete the history which table we want to migrate again. In that case it's store. Then we can also delete the store table from the list. Okay, this way store is not exist right now in our database. So if I run the migration again, in that case it will migrate a new table in our database. So this way we already get another new table which is store, and now this time it is holding our Slack and details field as well. Now next job is to create a from here, and from this from we want to give the seller option to create his store in our database. Now let's do it. To do so, I'm going to open like in our category. Okay, let me show you. In our category there's a file called create.blade.php file. I'm going inside of that file, copy everything from there and come back to our seller, then store. Okay, then go back to seller store create.blade.php file and paste everything here. Just I'm going to change few things here. Instead of admin layout, I'm going to paste seller layout, and then seller page title, and yeah, remove previous thing, and it's going to be create new store. Fine, seller layout, this should be okay. Now leave this session error and session success message, remove the action route from here, keep the post method, and let's see either we have a from here right now or not. Yes, we have a from. Now I want to change the from title. It's going to be create store, not category, and then here I want to give option label for let me see label for store name. Okay, label for store name, give the name of your store, input type text from control, name store name, placeholder like ASIBUR store. Okay, then next I want few other field as well, slug and details. Okay, I'm going to copy this one. Okay, paste it twice. Next, label for, let me see, label for details, label for details, and description of your store. Okay, input type text, or you can use here text area, name going to be details, id also details, columns row fine, and give it a class of from control. Okay, then next one going to be slug, label for slug. Okay, and also slug, and input type text, from control, name slug, and slug going to be like ASIBUR store, something like that. Okay, fine. Then okay, then button type submit, and add store or create store. Let's type here create store. Now if I go to our website again, refresh, we should be able to see that. Fine, nice. Now few more thing I have to do, like I need to go to our model and find out the store model, and we need to type here protected field label like we did previously in our other thing. Okay, protected field label, and here field label going to be store name, going to be field label, then slug going to be field label, then details going to be field label, right? And then user ID also going to be field label. Nice. Okay, awesome. Then next what I have to do is I have to create few route, and first route going to be for submitting this from, right? So let's go to the let's go to routes web.php and find out our store. Okay, seller store controller route group. Okay, here I'm going to create another route, and this time it's going to be post route, and this post route going to be store, then slash create. Okay, then store slash like publish. Okay, not create, already create available. You can also give create here, as previous one is get route and this one is post route. We can use the same type of URL, no problem. And let's give the action name is store, and the route name going to be create store. Okay, nice. Now I need to create this store function in our seller controller. So it's going to be public function store. It's going to receive the request, then $ request. Okay, now here I need to do the same thing which I did previously to store anything in our database. So I'm just going to open our category controller. Okay, not category controller, master category controller. Let's go to the master category controller, find out the store cat function, copy everything from here, go back to seller store controller, paste everything here, and validate data, request, validate. First one I want to validate from here is store name. Okay, store name I want to validate, not here, right? Here I want to validate store name. It's going to be unique in our where it's going to be unique in our store table. Okay, stores table. max 100, min 3. Okay, then I also want to validate few other thing. Then going to be, I want to validate the slug. It's going to be required, 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 and also unique at store stable. Okay, then here I want to give another role like details also need to be required. Okay, required. Fine. Now simply I want to store this data. I already validated them. I can store data differently. Here previously I used this simple method. Let's use a different method right now. I'm going to remove this one. Let's type here store, then colon create, and I want to pass data one by one here right now. Okay, now first one going to be store name, and it is coming from request, right? Request, then store name. Then next one going to be what? Next one going to be slug, and this one also coming from, sorry, request slug. Then next one I need to pass here is details, right? So yeah, details I'm typing here, also coming from request details. Then next I also need to pass here is user ID, and this time the user ID not coming from the request, it's coming from auth user then ID, right? Anything else I have to pass here? No. Created it, updated it. Fine. Nothing else. Okay, return redirect back with a message store created successfully. Now let's try to create a store this way. We need to pass here action route, and it's going to be our route name, and our route name is create a store. Now refresh the page. Let's try to create a store, a ASIBUR store. This is the first store. Slug going to be a ASIBUR store. Let's see. Store created successfully. Go to our database and let's check. Okay, you can see ID 1, store name ASIBUR store, slug ASIBUR store. This is the first, and ID, user ID is 1, and I created this store, right? You can see my name as well. Fine. Amazing. Now let's try to create ASIBUR store again, and let's see either it's give us an error or not. The store name has already been taken, the slug has already been taken, so everything working nicely, right? But this is not getting any design because of we did not include the bootstrap CSS link there, right? So if I go to our admin, then layouts, then layout.php file, go to top, and then copy the bootstrap CDN link from here. Okay, come back to our seller layouts.php file, go to the top and simply paste that. This way we'll able to solve this issue. Now it will get the thing. Let me try again. You can see it's now getting the classes. Now we simply want to display them in our manage store page. Okay, how to do that? Very simple. We just opening our seller store controller again. We already have a manage function there, and we need to just fetch out all the store details there. Just fetching out all the store details using our store model all, and yeah, so it will get the all store from our database. And actually this time we will not able to use store all, because I only want to show the vendor the store which he created, not all the store available in our database, right? So yeah, this time it's going to be a bit different query in our database. Store going to be store. Okay, let me type here like user ID. First we want to get the auth user and ID. So I first want to get the authenticated user ID, then I want to query into the store where let me show you, where user ID. Okay, user ID will get priority here, where user ID is equal to our user ID, which I just catch here. Okay, the authenticated user ID. Then in this time we want to get all of them. Fine. Now I want to compact them here. Compact stores. Nice. Now what I need to do is I need to open a manage.blade.php file from category, copy everything from there, and go to our seller store manage.blade.php file, paste everything there, and change something from admin to seller, then admin to seller, then admin layout to seller, manage store. Nice. All store created by you. Okay, store name, and here we are getting store from stores variable. So for each stores as store, and we want to display the store ID, then store name, and another thing I want to display, that is slug. So yeah, and also description. Okay, so yeah, td, it's going to be store, then slug, then I also want another td for store, then description, not description, it is details possible. Fine, yeah, just remove this route right now because those are not available here. Fine, let's see. I'm just going to open the manage store page again, and you can see ASIBUR store is displaying here. And next work is pretty simple. You need to create is edit and delete functionality for your stores, and this is exactly same what you did in your category and subcategory. I'm not going to show you that. It's completely up to you. It's your task to do. Okay, yeah. In our next video we will start working on our creating product. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.